It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker today, First Officer Troy D. Jones. Troy is a graduate of Americus High School. Great things come out of the Americus school system. We are very proud of him for what he's done in going forth. He is a very strong advocate for aviation, and of course, you know, aviation is at the heart of our existence here at South Georgia Tech. So it's very fitting that we continue on with this aviation theme. He is in his free time, he volunteers with the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals, the OBAP, where he is the Southeast Assistant Regional Director. First Officer Jones, we are so proud of you being a local man who has made it big, and I'm going to give you the podium. Come on and tell us something.
The celebration of Black history is all of our shared American history. All the triumphs, the breakthroughs, and the victories of our ancestors is what we celebrate in February. And this year we get an extra day to celebrate, February 29th. Those triumphs and breakthroughs and victories is the reason I can stand here today as a pilot of one of the largest airlines in the world, because of the courageous men and women that have come before me. Legendary pilots like the Tuskegee Airmen risked their lives for God and country, but were not allowed to fly for these major airlines once they came home from defending America. As a matter of fact, out of the 1,007 documented Tuskegee Airmen, only one went on to become a major airline pilot. That was Robert Ashby. He was hired by Frontier Airlines in 1965. The Red Tails at large did not become airline pilots after their tour of duty, not from lack of trying, but because they were not allowed to. Those trailblazers and others like them have made it so that I and others can achieve these positions and realize our dreams of flying heavy metal. And for that, I am very thankful. Some people focus on negative motivation. Make your haters your motivators. I'll show them. Athletes speak on playing with a chip on their shoulder. I'll show them at last. I can't say that's ever crossed my mind, because I've always leaned into the good. The positive affirmations and genuine support has really buoyed me throughout life, as none of us achieve great things completely on our own. If you take anything away from what I've said, I hope it's that I've been surrounded by many good people who have done good things on my behalf with no ulterior motives. I like to believe that we all have these type of people around us in life, and we just must choose to lean into that instead of focusing on what brings us down. To that point, a major key in my career was joining the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals, OBAP. This nonprofit's mission is to increase the amount of minorities in all aspects of the aviation community, with a special focus on pilots. To me, OBAP is more like extended family, because we all look out for each other and offer helpful advice when it comes to navigating the industry, in which we are only 3% of the flight deck nationwide. The men and women at OBAP were extremely influential and helpful in getting me ready to move up to a major by reviewing my resume, helping me with prep for my interview, and being available for questions and consultation throughout my process. They were truly a godsend. And this is what we do on a day in and day out basis. We reach back and offer a hand up to those willing to put in the work required to achieve career success. I've leaned to the good of OBAP since being a student pilot, and I continue to do so as these professional aviators are now my peers in my community. And I'm proud to be one of them now, reaching back to assist the next generation of aviators. In closing, and to reiterate leaning into the good, one of those good people is from right here in Americus. I met Captain Johnny Jones, Jet Jones he's known, through Mr. Frank Wiley, who was a member along with my family at Friendship Baptist Church. Mr. Wiley hit me up on Facebook about 4 or 5 years ago and asked that I know another pilot from Americus named Johnny Jones, no relation that we know of. I told him I didn't. He introduced us and we became fast friends. Captain Jones is a retired military aviator, formerly an aircraft commander on the C-130 Hercules, and he is another example of living Black history. He was the first Black C-130 pilot at Dobbins Air Force Base in Marietta, and to our knowledge and research, the first Black major airline pilot from Americus. And if we're accurate, the first major airline pilot from Americus. How's that for some local Black history? He retired from United a few years ago as a captain on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, the true pinnacle of professional flying, and Captain Jones is here with us today. Captain Jones, please stand up. Captain Jones offered professional advice to me and a letter of recommendation to United, and therefore he's a big reason for where I am today. Thanks to him, I am the second major airline pilot from Americus. So a little more local Black history. I've been given the opportunity to do the same thing with Mr. Michael Harris. He also calls Americus home, and he's currently working on his master's at Middle Tennessee State University while being a full-time certified flight instructor at MTSU's flight school. I met Mike and his father, whom he's named after, at a volunteer event while I was working for OBAP some years ago, and we've stayed in touch ever since. I'm always happy to offer him words of encouragement, and I was happy to write him a letter of recommendation for his master's program. And I'll do the same again in the future, along with providing advice as he advances to flying jets in the near future and then becoming the third Black airline pilot from Americus. As stated, if you look around, this network of good is all around us. We just need to lean into it and embrace it. I thank you for having me today, and happy Black History Month.